Jesse Owens said, "We all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come true, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort." The quality of character I have chosen to focus on today is self-discipline. My name is Devin Yanko, and I look forward to sharing this topic with you. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. Abraham Lincoln. Today we're going to look at the definition of the terms self-discipline, some examples of self-discipline, how we apply self-discipline in coaching and leadership and sports, and what the Bible says about self-discipline. Self-discipline is described as the correction or regulation of one for the sake of improvement, the ability to control one's feelings or overcome one's weaknesses, the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite the temptation to abandon it, the ability to make yourself do things that should be done, and it refers to the ability to persist at difficult or unpleasant tasks until they're completed. This is a picture of Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz is a legendary football player, coach, and analyst. He is the only football coach to lead 6 different programs to bowl games and the only coach to guide 4 different programs to the final top 20 rankings. He was an inspiring coach and learned through experience that without self-discipline, success is impossible, period. I really like this picture of a tiger. This is a great story by Remy Sayson about the power of self-discipline, especially in the face of fear. So a teacher and student were walking from one village to another when suddenly they heard a roar behind them. Turning their gaze in the direction of the roar, they saw a big tiger following them, and that's pretty scary. The first thing the student wanted to do was run away, because that's what any normal person wants to do. But since he was studying and practicing self-discipline, he was able to halt himself from running and waited to see what his teacher would do. "What shall we do, master?" asked the student. The teacher looked at the student and answered in a calm voice. "There are several options. We can fill our minds with paralyzing fear so that we cannot move and let the tiger do with us what it pleases. We can faint, we can run away, but then it'll run after us. We can fight with it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to lose. We can pray to God to save us. We can choose to influence the tiger with the power of our minds if our concentration is strong enough. We can send it love. We can also concentrate and meditate on our inner power and the fact that we are one with the tiger and the entire universe, and in this way influence its soul. Which option do you choose?" The student responded, "You're the master. You tell me what to do. We don't have much time." The master turned his gaze fearlessly towards the tiger, emptying his mind from all thoughts, and entered a deep state of meditation. In his consciousness, he embraced everything in the universe, including the tiger. He was amazed at the fact that the tiger then became very calm, and after a moment, it just wandered off. The student asked the teacher in astonishment, "What did you do?" "Nothing. I just cleared all thoughts from my mind and united myself with the spirit of the tiger. We became united in peace on a spiritual level. The tiger sensed the inner calmness, peace, and unity and felt no threat and no need to express violence, so it walked away. When the mind is silent and calm, its peace is automatically transferred to everything and around everyone, influencing them deeply," concluded the teacher. Can you imagine having the self-discipline to stand up and face a tiger and be calm enough to not cause yourself harm? I think it's pretty incredible. So teaching self-discipline is really important in sports. It promotes learning perseverance, the ability not to give up despite failures and setbacks. It teaches people self-control. It helps to teach the ability to resist distractions or temptations, and it really helps to learn to try over and over again until you accomplish what you set out to do. Life puts challenges and problems on the path to success and achievement, and in order to rise above them, you have to act with perseverance and persistence, and this, above all else, requires self-discipline. No matter what sport you play, Whether it's basketball, soccer, volleyball, or even gymnastics, you probably realize that discipline is one of the most essential keys to succeed as an athlete. One of the primary characteristics of self-discipline is being able to forego instant or immediate pleasure and gratification in order to gain something better or a more satisfying result. Discipline in sports provides you the power to stick to your decisions and then follow through. You persevere with your actions, behaviors, and thoughts. All this can lead to success and improvement and will allow you to achieve your goals in sports. And not only is this principle or value essential in sports, but just life in general. It gives you inner strength and power to overcome laziness, procrastination, and be diligent in getting where you want. Discipline is a vital life skill that can be developed in sport. It's an essential ingredient to success, whether in sports, your career, your relationship. It's the ability to continue and not to give up in spite of setbacks and failures that you will experience. Just like self-control, self-discipline will provide you with the ability to resist temptations and distractions that tend to hinder your attaining of your goals. We must ask ourselves, not what we want right now, but what we want the most. This is a picture of me finishing Western States 100 in June of 2016. It took me a lot of years to get to that finish line and 3 attempts at the race. Running long distance events takes incredible self-discipline. It takes months and months of training. It can be boring and monotonous, and you can just feel like you're not really getting anywhere. And that's just to get to the start line. And then you have one day for all that work to come together. And then a lot of stuff comes up in running long distances. And, there were a lot of times during that race when I wanted to give up, or it would have been easy. But I had a lot of self-discipline, knowing that what I wanted the most was to make it to that finish line. And I haven't been so satisfied by persevering through a race as I did when I completed the Western States 100. So why is it important to practice self-discipline? Because you need to practice taking the skill. It's not easy. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes willpower. You have to choose the prize or the goal over self-indulgence. It's the ability to choose the right thing over the easy thing. You have to practice exerting choice and control. The biggest thing for me about self-discipline is that it's the character trait that I think it underpins every other character trait. Sometimes it's not easy, to be honest. But if you have self-discipline, you won't take the easy path and lie. You'll do the right thing. You'll tell the truth. So I see it as central to all of the other character traits. So what does the Bible say about self-discipline? That is the key to self-discipline. Our real belief that the pleasure of the reward will be worth the denial of lesser pleasures. And that's what nourishes the spiritual fruit of self-control in our lives. Wanting the reward the Spirit offers us more than the reward sin or the world offers us. Hebrews 12:11 says, "No discipline is enjoyable while it's happening. It's painful, but afterwards there will be a peaceful harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way." 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear or timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline." In the movie clip that you can watch for yourself just now, this is from the movie Coach Carter, and you'll see a coach teaching self-discipline to his players. He's not allowing them to practice basketball because they have not been disciplined as students. Even though the administration really wants Coach Carter to let the boys play, he refuses, knowing that the lack of discipline in the classroom cannot be encouraged and must be corrected for the sake of long-term success for the boys as human beings. Today we've looked at self-discipline and how fundamental it is to being and becoming a person of excellence. I truly believe that self-discipline is a character trait that must be considered of central importance and actively cultivated and encouraged. In closing, I'd like to share the first few minutes of this video by actor Will Smith as he discusses the importance of self-discipline. Thank you for listening.